analyzing what happened, but apparently they tried to take away academy classes, and they did, ultimately, which is a victory for law enforcement and more beat patrols and more uniformed police walking the streets of San Francisco, so that was a success. They attempted to take away the Shot Spotters program, but that didn't succeed, and that was a victory for using technology to advance responsiveness to law enforcement, not just here on the Western Addition, where it was recently adopted, but in Bayview Owners Point, and soon we hope in the Mission District, which we are encouraged by Supervisor Amiano's support of that expansion. Everyone seems to be for crime cameras before they were against them, or against them before they were for them. So we passed legislation where we had to find $500,000 to provide certain information about crime cameras to the Public Defender's Office. Everyone said we should do that. Then people said, no, quality is a problem, so we should have money to put for equipment maintenance and expanding the quality. And they all seem to be for that. Now they're opposed to both, it seems, and not supportive of any more. So I'm a little confused. I'm still trying to analyze that fully. But I don't know, again, and perhaps the supervisors that are opposed to them should let me know which ones they want me to remove from their district, and I can place them in other districts where I've got a list of people and advocates and community leaders that are desperate for them. And I'm happy to do that if they really, and I've said this from day one, it's self-determination. The community doesn't want them, we won't force it upon them. 90-day pilot, if you want us to remove them, we'll remove them. If you're a supervisor and you are representing a district and you say, I want none in my district, I'm going to be responsible for that, though I am the mayor of the city, and I'm going to protect the rights of citizens to decide ultimately. But if they believe they're representing their constituency in their opposition to the cameras, and those constituents say, please remove this camera on Larch Alley, for example, the supervisor opposed them in this district, then if they would like me to remove the cameras, we can have DTIS out there within hours to remove the cameras on Larch Alley. I just haven't gotten a call yet from anyone living on Larch Alley that wishes to have those cameras removed. So I'm not necessarily sure their representative is representing them, per se, in his opposition to the cameras, which, again, I remain convinced of how unconvinced I am of their efficacy. So, again, you're not talking to someone who's ideological about them. I've maintained this. I've been so consistent on this as to be redundant that they arguably work in some cases, and arguably they don't work in others. But they're by no stretch of the imagination, to pick up on Sharon Hewitt's point, the totality of our approach to crime and violence. Quite the contrary. That's why next week you'll have the chance to look through the most comprehensive violence prevention plan in the city's history and look in detail about the crime prevention enhancements that are in my budget, which are a record amount of investment this year that the board also approved. So it's not just a law enforcement approach, get guns off the street, get tough on crime. It's about job creation, it's about education, it's about health care, mental and physical health. It's about rebuilding communities, rebuilding housing, rebuilding lives. It's about all those things that we need to do in parallel to address the root causes of crime and violence, that we're not just playing Band-Aid politics.
Last question.
Is anybody in the DA's office going to address the death penalty case? The woman who lost...
That's, yeah, good. I'm glad I'm the mayor.
Oh, I was going to ask you that question.
All right. Well, yeah, that's I don't charge cases. Russ, you do.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Let me just say, this case is still under investigation. Yes, this case is still under investigation. We're working closely with the police department, so it would be inappropriate for us to comment at this time. There'll be a time and a place for that.
Are you looking to see if it may be a capital case?
As I said, it's inappropriate for us to comment now. There's an ongoing investigation. I spoke to the lieutenant in homicide this morning. There's still things we're running down. There'll be a time and a place to talk about that.
What are your thoughts on that, Mr. Mayor? Mr. Mayor,
Any other questions?
what are your thoughts on the family's request that
I think it would be wildly inappropriate to deviate from what the representative of this attorney's office just said. That would be utterly inappropriate.
Have you talked to the woman?
To
The woman who lost
to the mother
Yes.
of the victims. I have not. However, we played phone tag yesterday, and I talked to a member of her family. I'll leave it at that.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you.